Today I want to talk to you about a line of spas called Be Well. As you know, we in our showrooms we carry the Arctic Spas Core, Classic and Custom series, but in addition to that we brought in this lineup, the Be Well lineup, to address a price point issue. We wanted a spa that could be in that lower end of the medium range for pricing so that we get more people into hot tubs. But because we're Arctic and we want product that's going to be suitable for all weather climates and stuff, I was tasked with the job of finding a line of spas that was quite similar to the way the Arctics are built. Now there's certainly some differences, but I wanted to go over, first of all, what's the same. So the core design of the product is the same in that Be Well utilizes the perimeter heat lock insulation system, meaning the insulation is primarily on the outside edges of the spa, and of course the cover being the top and the floor being the insulation on the bottom. So you have an insulated box and the equipment is inside that insulated box. Now, what's critically important is that we're able to do the heat transfer. So the shell of the spa from Be Well is actually built exactly the same way we build the Custom and Classic Series Arctic Spa shell, meaning that it's an acrylic with a vinyl ester skin coat and then a polyester fiberglass coating until it gets to a nice thickness where it's structurally sound. I wanted to take a minute to just show the inside of the no maintenance cabinet. Now, we've actually removed, on this side, we've removed the insulation so that you could see this, but you can see there's no foam on the shell. So like the Arctics, there's no foam on the shell, and this is a fiberglass shell. So if I put my hand on here, it's going to radiate the heat. This is like the hot water vessel, a hot water bottle inside an insulated box, and you can actually see what the insulation looks like when you look through the sides there. You can see it. It's the kind of SF type foam. It's got the metallized barrier to reflect cold away from it. So you got this, it's about a 2-inch barrier in here, and so this, and the floor has the insulation, this has the insulation, of course you have your cover on top. So it's a completely insulated box. It's not quite as robust of insulation as you'd have on Arctic with the spray foam, because the spray foam like seals every little crack, but I have to say it really does seal well. We actually have to, they've got little units that allow us to pull the stuff out because it fits so tightly, right? You see it has a solid substructure. But that the shell itself doesn't require any substructure. There's no beams or metal reinforcements under here or PVC pipes or wood or anything like that. It's a self-supporting hull. And that's really important because if I start putting stuff underneath there, then this shell can flex and that can cause cracking over the long term, right? So it's a really well-built product. Uses the exact same pumps we're using on the top of the line Arctics, using the exact same equipment pack that we use on Core and Classic. Just a really great spa. Now these are also built in Canada. These are built right in Lachute, Quebec, and it's an excellent facility. They build spas for cold places just like Arctic does. They're kind of an up-and-coming spa manufacturer. I guess I kind of see them as like an Arctic light. But what I like about them is they're a very feature-rich product line. The electronics that they're using on these are the same manufacturer, Gecko Electronics, the YE5 series, which is what we use on the Core product as well as on the Classic product for Arctics. So it's the same electronic controls. In fact, the top sides that they use is a step up than we use on either Core or Classic. So it's a really nice top side. In fact, on the Maple series and on the 920 product, it's using a full touchscreen, which we'll see when we go through the individual models. But Be Well uses no maintenance cabinetry on all of their spas, and you can see it's a really nice looking product. It uses the under the lip style, which is like on a Core, and basically it's the industry standard now. Most companies don't use the top and bottom rails, so that's one difference you'll see between the Arctic Classic and the Arctic Custom Series spas. The filtration system is utilizing that kind of active skimmer concept. It's a standard generic filter that I like, so it can utilize our Silver Sentinel filter or depth filters. The Be Well product also has the built-in headrest, really nice designed molds. One of the things I like about the Be Well product is that when they put lounges in the spa, they follow the same philosophy Arctic does, which is we don't have these seats tilted back too far. We want you sitting more in an upright position with the legs extended out when you're in a lounge, because if we tilt it back too far, then what ends up happening is that your bottom lifts up and you fly out of the seat, particularly when you have jets and bubbles and stuff lifting you up out of the lounge. So these upright lounges are really, really a good use of space as well. You sit in the spa in a way that you're not going to float out. So we want to be able to massage you. That's how we do it. You see there's an excellent distribution of jets. All of the Be Wells that we're bringing in have a lot of jets in them. They have at least 2 pumps. On many of the series, they also have a blower in them as well. Some have the blower. I think actually maybe only the 354 has the blower in it, which gives you a 3rd pump actually. We like the fact that everything that is used in the spa is very similar to what we have in the Arctic. So for our technicians, it's very easy for us to repair. They have access panels from all sides, the same as on Arctics, so that if we have to get into one of the sides that maybe the equipment's not at, we can still get into that side. And as you can see, there's a lot of jets in the spa, so being able to access from all sides allows us over time, if we ever have to address a leak or if we ever have to repair any fittings or anything like that, it's easy enough for us to be able to do that. Another thing that I think is really great about their spa is that, like Arctic, they believe that you need a nice, big, thick cover on top. And I can't stress this enough. In cold places, the lid of the spa is your attic. So it's where most of the heat escapes on spas. So having a nice, thick cover is going to give you better insulation. It's also going to be able to handle snow load better. It is a tapered cover, so that allows water to run off of the cover. So there's a good taper on there. The cover does have built-in locks that affix to the side of the cabinet, and we recommend everybody get a lifter mounted system. This creates a barrier from one side. It also keeps the cover from slamming down into the ground and eventually wearing out that way, right? It's made with nice marine grade vinyl that has a -20 cold crack. So it's a great cover, comparable to what we have. It doesn't have the Milovac like we have on the custom and classic series spas, but it's still every bit as good as any cover that anybody else out there offers, and I would say it's even better than the covers that are offered on the Core Series Arctic spas. So it's a very good cover. Drains to allow water to drain through so it doesn't absorb water that way. This spa itself is just an excellent layout. The fittings and stuff that are utilized are all industry standard fittings. It's got underwater lighting, backlit fittings, so your top fittings and stuff are backlit. There's water features built in as well. It's just the Be Well line is an excellent value for the money that you spend lineup. This is actually part of Be Well's Maple series. They call this particular model the Ottawa. I'm really starting to fall in love with this spa. It's a really nice looking spa. It's open seating. What I like about these open seating spas is you can see it's kind of a round spa in a square box, right? So everybody's facing everybody, so it's quite social. You see it has a very large footwell, nice deep seating. There is a couple of built-in headrests, including this collar headrest with the above water neck jets to shoot down on the neck. Really diverse jetting in this spa. It has 2 pumps in it and some really big jets, so you're getting more performance. It's following more the Arctic theory, where instead of using lots of little jets, we use less larger jets. And you get a little bit better flow and more power out of those jets. It does feature directional jetting as well as the pulsating jets to give you more of a therapeutic massage. This one's done quite high end. It's got some stainless steel accents, dual filtration, so you can have two different types of filters in there if you want. You get a little bit better skimming with the double filter. Lots of spots to get in on the spa because it is open seated spa. You can pretty much step in on any side, but you could step in over top of the filters as well. There's a higher seat there. This does feature the true volcano jet. So there's two big diverters on here. So these diverter valves allow us to shift the flow of water from one zone of the spa to another zone. And one of these diverters is actually connected directly to that one volcano jet. So that jet there will literally shoot up right up out of the water. If there was only one jet on the spa, that'd be the jet that I want, because you can get such high flow out of there. And because of where it's positioned, kind of in the middle of the spa, kind of medium height, it's really nice for massaging your knee or your upper thigh or even your shoulder, because like I said, it goes right up out of the spa. So you can massage the front of your body. You know, spas do a pretty good job of massaging the back of your body. So it's nice to have some jets in there that allow you to massage the front of your body as well as a few foot jets that you can reach from anywhere else in the spa. When you don't have a lounge, it's harder to get your legs massaged, so it is nice to have these centrally located jets to get your feet and your lower legs and such. And you can sit up on that one little kind of lip in front of the filter there. You can sit there as a cool-off area if you like. There, above the filters, you can see there's two water features. Those are the laminars again. So when you turn the one control valve there, it's going to actually allow water to go into those, and they'll lift up and they'll start shooting a laminar. All of the top controls are backlit on this as well. This has what we call water line LED lighting as well. So this is really a fancy backlit spa, and it really does look beautiful when it's full of water. We bring in all of the B-wells in this platinum color because it is extremely neutral, and it looks high-end. It reflects the lighting better than any other spa, and because we use salt water, saline in all of these tubs, the salt line doesn't show up on the lighter color, so it's really a nice feature there. So this particular spa is featuring the YE5 Gecko electronic controls, which we use on Core Arctics. We use it on the Classic Series Arctics, and we use it on the other B-wells. You can use different topsides with these controls, and this particular model, the Ottawa, is featuring their full touchscreen. So this is called a K1000. So it's full color and touchscreen. Now I do tell people these touchscreens were never really designed for people with really wet fingers. If they've got a lot of water on them, touchscreens don't work that well. Just try using your iPhone and you'll see what I mean. But it is like having an iPad built right in there. If you're going to be doing lots of adjustments while you're in the tub, then I always recommend having a cloth on hand so you can give this a little wipe before you play, or wipe your fingers before you play with it. Nice big display though, so it's really easy to read. So if you're programming any of this stuff from the tub, it's really easy for you to do that. The inputting's quite nice on it. It's a good, we call this a 6 to 8 person spa. Really, if you start getting into the 8 people, I guess it depends on how big those people are and how friendly they are. But this open seating allows you to fit a lot of people in the spa. And what's nice is this is still just a 7 foot by 7 foot nominal footprint. So it's not that big. It's not going to take up your whole backyard. It's nice and deep. One of the things we always talk about with Arctics is we want to make sure that you're well immersed in the water, because if it's cold outside, you don't want to be half way up out of the spa. And a lot of the spas that are made in California are actually quite shallow. So either they have to sit you right on the floor so that you're underneath there, or you're actually sitting up halfway out of the spa. So this is the Ottawa from the Maple series by B-Well. Fantastic spa. Come in. Before I close off talking about the Ottawa, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we have these in stock. So if you're looking at getting a spa soon, all of the B-Wells we've brought in to not only be an excellent price point, but because we could have them in stock, you could get them on a very short time frame. So if this year you want to get into a spa quickly, come see us at any of our locations and ask us about the Be Well series of spas. That's it.